Hi, everyone. I am your teacher, Miss K, and we are doing another class today. Today, we are going to go over idioms. We will talk about what they are, when to use them, and give you a few examples of some idioms that you might hear in movies, in series, or even just around you in general. Now, what are idioms? Idioms are expressions that don't mean exactly what the words say. This means you can't really translate it to your native language. If you translate each word literally, it likely won't make sense. They're often used in everyday speech, and if you use them, they help you sound more fluent and natural. So, first we have idioms for daily life. The first one is rise and shine. You might have heard this in movies. This means to wake up and get started. So, an example for this is rise and shine, it's time for class. You could use this with your children, you could use this with your partner, or anyone around you that you wake up and you want to give them a cheerful start to their day. Next, we have get a move on. Get a move on means to hurry up. So, an example for this is get a move on or you'll be late. So, if you're running late or if you're in a hurry and somebody's just taking a little too long to get ready or to get out the door, you might want to say, get a move on. Next, we have call it a day. That means to stop working. So, when you are done with work, you can say, we've done enough. Let's call it a day. It doesn't have to just be used for work. You can use it in other situations. Maybe you're practicing, maybe you're doing something that you've been working on all day. So then you just say, oh, that's enough. Let's call it a day. That means it's time to stop working. Next, we have hit the sack. Hit the sack means go to bed. So, for example, I'm tired. I'm getting ready to hit the sack. That means I'm getting ready to go to bed. Next, we have under the weather. Under the weather means that you're feeling sick. You don't feel well. So, I'm staying home today. I'm a bit under the weather. You might use this when you call in for work. If you are sick on a day and you have to call in and say, "Hey, I'm not coming in. I'm a bit under the weather today." Next are phrases that you might use in work or for study. You might hear on the ball. On the ball means that the someone is alert and they are doing well. She's really on the ball with this project. That means she's doing really well on the project. You could use it in any situation where you are doing well. Learn the ropes. Learn how things work. So if you are new at a job or if you are new to a class and you need to figure out how things are going through the class, how you do things, you might say, "Oh, I need to learn the ropes." Our example here says, "It took me a week to learn the ropes." So it took me a week to learn how things work around here. Next, we have think outside of the box. To think outside of the box means to be creative. We need a fresh idea. Think outside of the box. That means let's be creative. Let's think for about creative ideas. Next, we have get down to business. That means start working seriously. Let's skip the chat and get down to business. You might hear this in a work meeting where you need to start the meeting right away. There's no time to chat or anything like that. Um, you might also know this from Mulan. If you've watched that movie or you have children at home that have watched that movie, there's a song in there where they talk about, where they say, let's get down to business. If you've heard that song, let me know. So again, that means let's start working seriously. Next, we have to cut corners. This means to do something quickly or cheaply. They cut corners and now the quality is poor. So that means that they don't take care in making something or creating something. It might be something that you make, or it might be a project that you work on. You do it too quickly, you don't do it well. So they say, oh, they cut corners. Next, we have idioms that you can use in your social life or that you might hear in your social life. So the first one is break the ice. To break the ice means to start a conversation. So that joke really helped to break the ice. It, you use this in a friendly manner. It is used usually when you meet someone. You might want to say something like, "Oh, what should I say? I need to break the ice with this person." Practice using these phrases, even if you are talking to yourself. It'll be helpful and it will help you remember. Next is hang out. This one is one that you might hear a lot. It's used very commonly. Hang out means to spend time socially with someone. Oh, do you want to hang out this weekend? Or last weekend I hung out with my friends. Hang out again, spend time socially with someone. Next is catch up. If you haven't seen a friend for a while and you are going to meet and talk about things after a long time or some time apart, you can say, let's catch up soon. Next, we have problem and solution idioms. We have in hot water. This means that you're in trouble or someone's in trouble. Oh, he's in hot water for missing the deadline. Figure out. To figure out means to understand something. I need time to figure out the answer. I need time to understand it, to know what's going on. Next is pull through. That means to recover from a hard time. Usually, this is used in a situation where there might be an injury or something where somebody has to go through surgery or needs to you hope that they get better, right? So if they recover from a difficult time, they say, "Oh, she pulled through after her surgery." You might also hear this in a situation where someone is having a lot of trouble in their life, they're going through something. So if they recover from that period, they come out on the other side, right? And you say, oh, they pulled through. They pulled through that situation. Next, we have a piece of cake. So, a piece of cake means something that is very easy. If I'm taking a test and it's really easy, that means I studied really well. I can say, oh, this test was a piece of cake. If you learn something new and you learned it really quickly and it was easy for you to learn, you can say, oh, yeah, it was a piece of cake to learn that new skill. Nail it. You might hear this when you did something perfectly. Oh, you nailed that presentation. You might also know this from a series. I believe there's a series called Nailed It, where people try to recreate something and to do it perfectly. They try to make it perfectly like the original. Next, we have Go the extra mile. To go the extra mile means to do more than expected. You go above and beyond. So he always goes the extra mile for his clients. Or a student might go the extra mile and do extra work for some extra credit. Again, you do more than what is expected of you. These are just a few idioms. There are many more, and we don't have enough time to cover them here. But if you would like, there is a download somewhere in the description box with a list of several more idioms for all of these different types of situations that you can grab for free. Now, if you want to practice these idioms, if you want to be understood, if you want to understand more things, you need to practice. And here are some ways that you can do that. Pick 5 idioms and use them in a story. Tell a story about your work. Tell a story about something that you're doing and try to find places where you think these idioms that we've gone through today might fit in. Practice using them. Or try using one idiom each day. Maybe at work, you can use it in a meeting or in writing if you have to write an email to your colleague, you might use some of these work idioms that we've gone over. Another good way to practice is to listen for idioms in movies or podcasts, sometimes even in news reports. If you listen, you will start to hear this language. You'll hear these idioms, and now that you know their meanings, something's going to click. You'll understand shows better, series, movies. Overall, idioms can be confusing if you don't know exactly what it is. You might be tempted to translate it, but remember we said we don't want to do that. If we translate word for word, it might not make sense because it's not a phrase that's used literally. It's a phrase to use to that means something figuratively. So hopefully these idioms were helpful for you today. Leave a comment. Tell me some idioms that you are going to implement or that might be helpful for you in the future. And I hopefully get to see you next time. Bye.